Nicolas Fouquet had everything: wealth, brilliance, influence. He was the kind of man who could walk into a room and own it before he'd said a single word. As France's finance minister under Louis XIV, he was indispensable. When the prime minister died in 1661, Fouquet was certain the throne of power was finally within reach. Instead, the king abolished the position entirely. And Fouquet felt the ground shift. So he did what ambitious men do when they sense they're losing. He decided to prove himself. He threw a party. Not just any party, the most breathtaking, jaw-dropping celebration France had ever witnessed. At his palace, Vaux-le-Vicomte, he gathered the greatest minds of the age. 7 courses of food no French tongue had ever tasted. Music composed specifically for the king. Gardens so immaculate they would later inspire Versailles itself. And when the night sky finally exploded with fireworks, everyone stood there breathless, convinced they had witnessed something divine. Everyone except the king. Louis XIV stood in those magnificent gardens, looked around at what one of his subjects had built, and felt something cold move through him. Not admiration, not gratitude, threat. The very next morning, Fouquet was arrested, tried, convicted, largely for spending money the king had already approved. And then he was sent to a remote prison in the Pyrenees Mountains, where he spent the last 20 years of his life seeing nothing but stone walls. Not because he was corrupt, not because he was weak, because he made a king feel small. And here's the brutal truth. That same dynamic is alive right now, today, in your office, your classroom, your social circle. Every time someone constantly corrects the teacher, every time an employee makes their boss look slow, every time someone hijacks the energy of a room and can't understand why everyone quietly turns against them. Talent didn't save those people. Perception destroyed them. Because power has never been purely about ability. It has always been about how others feel in your presence. Make them feel elevated, they pull you up. Make them feel threatened, they bury you. And they smile while doing it. But not everyone gets this wrong. Some people crack the code. Galileo Galilei, one of the most brilliant minds to ever draw breath, understood something most geniuses never do. When he discovered the moons of Jupiter, he could have named them anything. He could have written his own name across the sky. Instead, he called them the Medici stars, after the most powerful family in Italy. One decision. That's all it was. And instead of enemies, he gained protectors. Instead of persecution, he gained status. He didn't shrink his genius. He framed it. He made powerful people feel like his discovery belonged to them. And they loved him for it, and funded the rest of his research. That is the game beneath the game. Here's what no one tells you about power. It has never belonged to one man. Behind every throne, every boardroom, every political stage, there is a network. A silent circle of powerful people, each one watching, each one calculating, each one quietly protecting their position. And if you want to enter that circle, You cannot barge in swinging. You have to understand how egos breathe. Power is not threatened by weakness. Weakness is harmless, even useful. Power is threatened by comparison. The moment someone above you senses you are sharper, more admired, more capable, you stop being an asset. You become a threat to their existence. And powerful people don't tolerate variables. So you redirect. Not with hollow flattery, they see through that instantly. You redirect with precision. You ask questions instead of delivering answers. You appear curious instead of commanding. You let them explain things you already understand, because what they really need isn't your agreement. They need to feel necessary. Feed that need, and you don't create a rival. You create someone who genuinely can't imagine the room without you. When your idea is the one that changes everything, don't carry it alone. Wrap it in their language. Make it an extension of their vision. When your brilliance looks like a reflection of them, they stop fearing it. They claim it. They defend it. Which means, without even realizing it, they defend you. Even your errors can work for you. A small, harmless mistake here, a question you already know the answer to. It gives them the chance to correct you, to feel wise, to stand a little taller. And people are fiercely, instinctively loyal to those who make them feel tall. This isn't weakness. Don't confuse it for that. This is the rarest discipline on earth. Complete command over your own ego, in a world where ego quietly destroys almost everyone who has ever climbed too fast. Because every time you let someone else shine, you are not losing. You are storing a potential that others can't see. You are staying close to power, learning how it fears, how it moves, what it protects. You are letting others burn energy on battles that don't matter, while you build something they can't see coming. So wait for the perfect moment to outshine your boss. Don't damage their ego randomly.